opportunities few and far between, goals few and far between. If you're Clemson, how do you crack the code of Virginia's back line here early in the match?
Well, I think you're at home. The temperature's nice. You've got to look to press and go forward and be committed to it. You know, as impressive as they are offensively, Virginia's only conceded 2 goals in 9 games.
Virginia looking to possess in the back for a moment. To gather. There's a look at Maggie Cagle, another star for this team on the wing. Now they switch it over. Olivia Redemaker. Redemaker across, low, deflected, and a chance with the left, but shot blocked and cleared for a second. Danger has not passed. Nifty with the left, deflected and wide, and almost past Holgerson. The Tigers catch a break.
Yeah, Danger. I'm sure Coach Radwanski would want to get that ball cleared earlier. It's the second and the third phase of that attack that makes it the most dangerous.
Maggie Cagle got that first shot. We talked about her, a very dangerous player in this attack. 4 goals on the season for her, another senior. This veteran-laden group. Holgerson sends it. This will be Virginia's possession. Rainmakers it down there. That was good defending in the back that time.
Well, they're very similar to Clemson in the way they want to play with their outside backs. They want them to get forward, get involved in the attack, and you can see how far forward Rademaker's come early.
Lia Godfrey taken away by Lyles. They sent 2 to Godfrey for good reason. Contact and a foul called, and already tempers the first 2.5 minutes.
Now, it was a good little spell of possession there for Clemson when they won it back.
Here's a look at Virginia's head coach. We'll give you him in just a second. He's a veteran. Tigers with possession. We'll tell you about Steve Swanson momentarily. Ball's high and out of bounds. A throw for Virginia. There's a look at Steve Swanson, one of the best in the game. You look, he's approaching 500 career wins, the college cups, the ACC titles, and this is a guy who has done a great job with the storied tradition of Virginia as a steward of it.
Well, yeah, and it was a great call we had with him yesterday. I think it stretched well over 30 minutes, but I told you I could have just picked his brain for hours. So
we don't say that about every coach.
No, we don't.
I'll just say that. We say it about a lot of them.
And who knows what they say about us. So
that's true. Yeah, one thing about a 30-minute conversation, if one party or the other's not having fun, it's not taking that long. He was very upfront about his team. I was point blank with him. I said, look, you know what a College Cup team looks like.
Right.
Do you feel like you have it? And he was kind of like, you know, we think we have some good pieces. We'll see. And I think he understands all too well, and it's a theme of this roster. They are veteran. They are hardened, but they're hardened through tough times with injuries, and some of these seniors have missed significant time for this Virginia team, and it has made them better. It's sort of culminated in this season where they're ranked #1 in the country.
Yeah, that's one of the things he talked about. As those players have been in and out of the lineup the last 2 years, younger players were getting opportunities, getting experience, and now the pieces all seem to have come together.
Clemson able to possess for a moment.
That's well read from Jolie Jenkins to come forward and cut that out. Clark, there's so many good matchups in the ACC, and this has always been a really intriguing one that it doesn't matter on rankings. This game always seems to be tight.
We expect nothing less tonight. Noticed in the open, Clemson has 5 draws this season. Eddie Radwanski's team very familiar with tight quarters. And again, good defending, but a corner for Clemson. A little bit of a threat here in the early going for the Tigers now after Virginia's went begging.
Yeah, and we just mentioned in the opening how important set pieces can be in a game like this, and this is an opportunity for Clemson to bring their center backs forward, get some size in the penalty area.
This is where Mackenzie Duff, you always want to make sure you know where she is at 5'11" in there.
Yeah, given the weather, I would be looking to put this ball right on the goalkeeper.
It does go right on her. It's deflected up and out.
That was tough to see who got the first touch there, but early opportunity for the Tigers.
Boy, very impressive. That ball was perfect. That's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, you want to test the goalkeeper early in these situations. The ball is slippery. The gloves are slippery. Really nice service by Jolie Jenkins.
Here's another look at it. Boy, a dangerous chance.
That was actually cleared off the line by...
Looks like that was Cagle.
It was Cagle. Nicely done. Yeah, it looked like actually Emily Bruff was the one to get the head to it.
Both of these teams with some size, but in terms of what's on the field right now, you do feel like in those situations, Clemson's maybe got half a head advantage on what Virginia's got on the field.
And one or two of those players can come forward and certainly be a threat.
Ball on the ground, though. The speed and athleticism of Virginia shows. On the wing, a sliding tackle. Meredith McDermott on the edge, and then a foul called. That was great tandem defending by the Tigers in white.
That's a good tackle from Reese Klein there.
One of those super talented freshmen that Eddie Rawanski has brought in that have had to play big minutes and hefty roles for this team.
Yeah, and grown from it. But boy, McDermott's a handful, isn't she?
Boy, she is.
Showed a little bit of pace there.
Holgerson gets it away. Here's a look at Eddie Rawanski. Young roster, we talked about that, but boy, he is excited about the youth on this team and throwing them into the fire. And you know what? They haven't been overwhelmed in the early part of the season. I think a lot is because of the way he prepares them.
Well, we could be having a very different conversation about Clemson in a couple of years, because I think he's going through a lot of what Coach Swanson went through at UVA. Number of players injured, haven't gotten a lot of time, but so the young freshmen are getting a lot of minutes here early in the season.
Ball forward and couldn't quite connect, so now Virginia a chance to move.
Oh, that's a timely tackle there from Jenkins.
Yeah, the back line for Clemson right now, 3 freshmen and then Mackenzie Duff, who's like the mom of the team.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some maturation in that back line over the course of the season, haven't we?
Here's a look at it. Now, again, there's Duff. She's one of the 4 grads, but in this lineup, it is peppered with freshmen all over the place, all 3 levels of Tigers, relying on young players and with the hopes that the #2 recruiting class in the country will mature and pay dividends down the line.
Well, I think just looking out there now, we have 4 freshmen in that starting lineup for Clemson. And I think the first couple of subs off the bench will probably be from that freshman class too.
We're not sure if we're going to see Juju Harris or not tonight, but Harris has been an absolute lightning bolt for this team. She's not even one of those that's out there.
Right.
Susanna Castenfeld on the wing for Clemson. Played in and sent away.
Yeah, not a bad idea. She was just looking to connect with Natalie Brooks there.
How quickly the response is from Lainey Rouse. Virginia's so tough, we mentioned it. They've given up like 9 shots a game is all. Only 2 goals surrendered all season.
Yeah, we asked Coach Swanson like what he felt like the secret sauce to that is, and was it the goalkeeper was at the back line, and he really praised the collective effort of the team, didn't he?
Yeah, he was non-committal. You did your best with follow-up questions, and he basically said all of it.
Yeah, all of it. They've been so stingy defensively this year.
Here's a look at Virginia's ranks. So that's not by accident. This is against a good schedule, too, now. This is the #1 RPI team in the country right now for a reason. They're not giving up anything.
Yeah. Like we said, 2 goals over 9 games is just phenomenal.
Controversial whistle there, at least to the crowd. Looked like Renee Lyles helped her find her seat.
A little bit.
Tatum Galvin, 4th-year junior from IMG.
I always say, Qualter, I don't mind a forward taking those risks in the final third, just being aggressive. If you're going to concede a free kick, that's where you want to concede it.
Especially you like to see that from Lyles. She's got to have a nose for the ball tonight if Clemson's going to be successful. She's taken about 20% of the chances so far this year, and she's got about 17-18% of the shots on goal.
Yeah, and the way they've deployed her tonight, it's the role of that 10 playing behind Anna Kastenfeld, who can give you a good physical presence. Here you go.
Chance here, a collision. Maybe a bit heavy, and then we mentioned all the rain. Changing direction could be a little more difficult. You may not be able to just cut and get to the ball.
Right. I couldn't tell who got in that tackle, if that was Tatum Galvin. Nice little tackle on Kastenfeld, though.
Little press from Clemson here against the ball, and Rouse. The leave. Taken away.
Well, that's what Coach Radwanski wants to see. He wants to see 5 and 6 players pressing and concentrated in an area.
Near side, here's Jenkins. Then into the middle for Lyles. Oh, a nice ball. Again, taken away, and a whistle. Pretty nice attempt there trying to find Brooks. You see the connection there they're trying to form.
Yeah, she starts in a wide area, makes a good diagonal run. She's going against a veteran player in Lainey Rouse, though.
Lainey Rouse, a grad student.
Well, that's the thing. One of the things I've liked most about Natalie Brooks this year is she is not afraid to go at players. She will look to take people on the dribble. Oh, that's trouble.
Up ahead, that's an opportunity here. If there's help. Not quite enough of it. Jolie Jenkins able to get that left foot on it.
Yeah, she looked across that earlier. I wonder why she didn't take a bigger touch and drive to the end line there.
Godfrey's got the ball. Near side here to Maggie Cagle. Oh, shoved off, but taken away. Cagle with a head of steam across. Sent away. Good defending again down in there. That's the youngster, Neely Carr.
Yeah, she does well there just to get her body behind that. You could see that was a moment where the ball skipped a little bit and came in so quickly, but she dealt with that well and got it cleared.
Out of Beaufort, Georgia. Started all 11 for this Clemson team as a freshman. This is Cagle. Probing. Well defended. Up ahead. But again, Virginia's back line, the athleticism there. Again, tough to tackle that challenge, especially if they've got the foot speed to be able to recover that way.
Yeah, and that wasn't a bad idea by Renee Lau. She was just under pressure, wasn't looking to turn it over, just try to dump it behind that Virginia back line, allow Clemson to get organized and reset again.
It was Kiki Mackey, the center back, who was the last line of defense there. Middle. This is Addison Halpern. Shove off. Godfrey. Turn. Touch. Deflected and in. A world-class player in Lia Godfrey gets it past the deflection. And the Cavaliers are on the board.
What's tough to tell is was it a deflection, also just a skip on that wet turf. Like it was difficult for Holgerson to get a good read on it.
It may have just been true off the turf, to your point. I'm not sure it hit a player. No?
Yeah, you can just see it accelerate when it skips, but that's one of those situations where you see a player of Lia Godfrey's quality, and the first thing that you're thinking defensively is, let me put her on her least dominant foot. She was able to get it on her right foot, her dominant foot in that situation, and she finds that near post.
Godfrey finds the back of the net, her 6th goal of the season. Already among the nation's leaders in assists and goals.
She is a 3-time All-American Quack. We talked about that yesterday, and she has been on fire this year.
She's been in the national team circuit. She's been on different national teams since she was, since 2016. She was on the U17. She's been on the U19, U15, U16 as well in the pipeline. So this is somebody that the nation has known about for a long, long time.
She's had a very good college career.
Little one-time there. Godfrey finds a friend. Tap back. Deflected, and that'll be a corner kick for Virginia. The chance there from Addison Halpern. There's a look at Godfrey's numbers. Last year, dealt with injuries, and we talked about that with Coach. Some of the hardships of last year, she's playing with a lot of freedom and joy this year.
Yeah, she really is, and supporting cast, and look at that, 6 goals and 9 games. Outstanding.
Headed down and wide. Little glance there. Looked like maybe Tatum Galvin. There she is, 17. Got a hand, or a head on it, rather. We told you Virginia, the resume speaks for itself here early on. Here's a look at the RPI top 10. 8-0-1, the Cavaliers, right there at the top.
That was just updated today, right?
That's right, like a couple hours ago.
A couple hours ago.
This is up to the minute, man. We're not giving you old news. A lot of ACC representation. I think I counted 5 in the top 9.
Yeah, you talked about their statistics were gaudy, but some of their wins over ranked opponents, they've been impressive thus far, and 2 wins in the ACC.
I miscounted. There's actually 6 in the top 10 right there. Still a little hard to count Stanford in there with everybody, but
it gets a little confusing.
You know,
early days.
Stanford,
early days.
They're just as ACC as everybody else.
They are.
The depth and talent of this conference. Speaking of Stanford, I mean, I think Clemson earned a lot of respect. Got a 2-2 decision against Stanford, the number 3 team in the country. Scored 2 goals in the last 9 minutes. So you're down a goal to Virginia. They've only conceded 2, but for Eddie Rawanski, this is kind of where they tried to shine a little bit this year.
Yeah, an absolutely wild ending to that Stanford game. But, you know, Coach Swanson, we talked about that yesterday, right? It's like the league is set up on the women's side where everyone doesn't play everyone. You kind of get matched up, and one team may have really meat of their schedule left, and some others may play some teams from the bottom of the table left, so it's still early days.
Lainey Rouse. Nice ball in, headed to nobody. Trying to win a foot race to it. It's out, and it will be a goal kick. Pretty good effort there. There's a look at notable results. The T is doing a lot of work in this graphic, Kevin.
Well, they've grinded out those results, haven't they? That shows you that they are tough to beat, and they really rallied against Stanford to come back from 2-0 down. It was a great game, that Palmetto matchup with South Carolina here. So they are never out of the fight.
That opener at Ohio State, I think that's probably the one that they would say we'd like to have 3 points out of that one. Right. But other than that, I mean, you're talking about some knockdown dragouts that Eddie Rwanski and his team have been in. And like we said, these are young players that, like, you go on the road, your college opener is at a top 20 team in Ohio State, and they really hung in there nicely and had a great chance to win that.
Yeah, it's a different animal.
Played into the middle now. Ella Carter sends it forward. Dealt with by Reese Klein, and a throw in for the Cavaliers. For Virginia here, this is the type of team too, they have the capability to possess the ball because of that stingy back line and because of the ball handling and the athleticism. They could play keep away a little bit as there's a careless touch.
Well, that's also the luxury of having that goal cushion. You can relax and not be as aggressive going forward. You can look to possess and play in your own half.
Can Clemson get it turned? Pretty nifty footwork there to get out of jail by Tatum Galvin. Long run for Carr. Brathwaite slips down, and a giveaway there.
Again,
can the Cavaliers get forward? Cannot.
That's just a case of the field condition. She was looking to play a penetrating pass and just slipped there.
On the side here, Klein. Chance down the wing, looking long. That's nicely done. Rouse again. Lefty shot, scooped. Not a bad try there. A little bit of advantage situation, but
yeah, I think Renee Lyles was actually surprised that came down for her, but she hits it nicely on the half volley.
Cavaliers now with possession. Victoria Saffredin, her first save. Second save, rather, of the night. Here's a look at that. Little excursion into the heart of the defense from Rouse.
Lainey Rouse getting forward.
Raidmaker. Back to Godfrey. Curves it toward Holgerson, who handles it.
Addie Holgerson being courageous and coming off her line, reading that well.
Godfrey again causing some problems. Carter plays it back. This is Galvin. Virginia with a little advantage here on the left side. Ball into the middle. Halpern back to Godfrey. Into the center. Little give and go. Nice ball work. Godfrey plays it wide. Raidemaker in to nobody.
It's really nice interplay there from Virginia.
Here's a look at Virginia's last chance there with Godfrey playing a ball in.
Just trying to release McDermott there, but Holgerson read that one well.
There's a look at Godfrey. The lone goal so far today scored by 22 in blue. Lefty ball. Corralled by Galvin and sent back to Saffredin. Up ahead, nice run. This is McDermott. Little danger. Good defending by Clemson to force the corner there. A little tandem defending.
I think that was Neely Carr who cut out that cross.
We'll have a sub each way. Anna Marie Williams, sophomore from, or excuse me, that is Elle Bissinger. In for Clemson. Carrie Helfrich, 20, in for Virginia.
Elle Bissinger, who scored that, I believe, tying goal against Stanford in the dying minute off a corner kick, right?
A little pressure by Clemson forces a turnover. It's interesting, yeah, Bissinger, a little bit of a spark off the bench for Eddie Rawanski, perhaps, as he's just trying to create a dangerous chance.
Yeah. Comes in a lot of energy. She can also get forward out of that position.
This is Rouse. Sent into the middle. Kassenfeld up ahead, nobody home.
I think she was trying to shape that ball between the center backs. She's using the outside of her foot, trying to pick out Renee Lyles. It's, you know, not common to substitute an outside back, what I would say, so early in the game. I mean, we have played 27 or so minutes here, but, you know, perhaps Coach Radwanski was looking at the pace a little bit that McDermott showed when she pops out to that left side of the field, and maybe thinks Bissinger is going to be a better matchup for that to nullify that.
Bissinger 5'8", but she's a long athlete too. Long strider.
Yeah, very good in the air.
Free kick coming for the Cavaliers. You were asking Coach Swanson about Godfrey in particular. You said, how does she score? Set pieces? But he's like, well, everything.
Everything.
And, you know, the more he talked, the more it became clear he feels really comfortable with his team scoring in just about any game situation.
Yeah, one thing that we talked about, it's... Ooh.
All it takes is a flick.
I just put it on frame. Holgerson did well to get down there. I think when we were talking, he's got a couple of players who've scored several goals, but 10 different goal scorers on the year in just 8 games.
That ball really snuck past Helfrich. I think Holgerson may have been looking for her to be the one to get contact with the ball. Instead, it was Carter.
And I think that was a good decision to just parry it away.
Carla Small, another freshman in the game. Potentially play with a little pace up front. This will be a Clemson throw in. Bissinger plays into the middle. It's Emily Bruff. Lyles controls. Now wide for Jenkins, trying to go through. Again, calmly cleared.
Well, Jenkins did well, but I think you're going to have a hard time going down that right side of Virginia with Lainey Rouse back there in that right back position. She is just so tough.
Allie Ross, the player now on the left wing for Virginia. You saw her think about it, now a giveaway here. And a whistle. Bruff to trigger. And quickly on the wing, the Tigers get it. This is Bissinger. Deflected, and this will be a throw-in in the corner. Bissinger finds Lyles. The veteran presence to go handle it, get it out of danger. This is Duff. Virginia just a little bit of pressure cranked up.
Yeah, they're content to stay compact here.
Into the middle, Swarm. Boy, the ball gets there, and Virginia sends 4 to it.
Yeah, really quick to put pressure on that.
Up high, down. Can it turn in time? Play back. This is Small. Small gets it back. Ball forward, Bruff. Dispossessed. I believe that was Godfrey that snuck in.
Well, that was the nicest spell of possession that Clemson's had, particularly in the final third. But you can see how quickly Virginia can break out on the counterattack.
Kassenfeld retreated and stopped Godfrey dead in her tracks. Ball across Holgerson, scoops. Just under 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Another ball Holgerson had to do well with, this time from Cagle.
Now, and Cagle shown why she's a threat with 4 goals on the year and 1 assist. She will go at players and wreak havoc out on that wing.
Lefty headed away. Ball high, and again Holgerson off her line. Bissinger. Lyles again comfortable with the pressure. Gets it out. Bruff. Turns. This is Small.
Renee Lyles just so composed on the ball. Never looks nervous, does she?
Kassenfeld comfortable in the middle. Not a bad idea. Had a teammate running.
Yeah, I think she had Julie Jenkins streaking up that left line.
Here's Cagle with Bruff on her. Sent off. Duff is there. Good job by Clemson's back line, under control. These two teams, Kevin, when they get together, it's always a 1-goal affair, it seems. This is all the way back in 2018. Double overtime in the 105th minute. Sam Staub A corner kick to Mariana Speckmeyer, and Clemson with a top 5 win over Virginia. And here's a look at the recent results since 2018. The Clemson 3-0 during COVID notwithstanding. Look how tight these matchups are.
Always tight, regardless of either team's ranking or standing. It's always a tight matchup between these two coaches.
Virginia's got bragging rights right now with a 1-0 decision last year. Clemson in the top 10. Able to work a 1-1 draw last time they were here 2 seasons ago. Maya Carter into the game for Virginia. Linda Mittemeyer also into the fray. Godfrey and Rademacher off. So if you're Clemson, a bit of an opportunity here where you don't have to contend with Godfrey. It doesn't mean you take a deep breath, but just understanding the chance here.
Is it a deep breath? I feel it's almost like the Clemson men when they start subbing players on that front line. It's like, great, here comes another weapon who's rested and fresh.
Yeah, that's fair. That reminds me, I'm talking to a coach. There's never an exhale moment, is there?
No, absolutely not.
Long ball in. Dangerous cross from way downtown.
Safferton just so confident with her hands.
We've seen Jolie Jenkins as Virginia had a chance and then sort of blew it there. We've seen Jolie Jenkins. That was a big boot there with her left foot. We've seen her in the middle of action already today. Someone tells me she's going to have something to say about this before it's said and done.
Well, what I've been impressed with Virginia so far is their back line does a good job of dropping off and squeezing the space between the goalkeeper and that back line. Hasn't really conceded that area for Clemson to play into. Jenkins has looked for that ball on a couple of occasions.
Maria Manusos in her 61st career match. Again, a veteran that Eddie Rwanski can go to on her bench. We were talking about she's one of a handful of players with 5 or more career goals on this team. Just not a lot of experience finding the back of the net. But she's one of those that if somebody's going to find one, she'd be on the short list.
Yeah, and it's if you have a look at that, this is a player that started pretty well, and remember, she was injured in that South Carolina game, just the 4th game of the season. So she's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, 6 games, and now she's back.
Nice to see. Giving her 10 or so minutes in the first half. Contact and a whistle, and Lyles is going to draw it. A couple times we've seen Lyles very aggressive to the ball, and like you said, you don't mind this from a forward.
Yeah, I don't mind when an attacking player in the opposition's final third. It's not so egregious. It's dirty. You're just taking risk and playing hard.
Ball in, headed out. Helfrich created some danger. Aggressive play there to win the ball by Maya Carter, who just came in. Carter, a senior from Troy, Michigan. Wide cross over the top. Looked like Halpern, I believe, was there. May have been Laughlin Ryan, 5. Yeah, it was Ryan. Galvin, little stutter. Ella Carter, left foot cross, deep.
See how quick she was. She was locked down defensively, but able to create a little bit of some space there to get that cross in.
Ball into the middle, Lyles. Turns again, Virginia, a lot of bodies back, but a chance to be aggressive for Renee Lyles. She splits 2, little heavy, and quickly away.
I think just the timing of the run as she was going forward, looking for Alessandra Washington to pull those defenders apart.
Here's Halpern. Ryan into the middle, ball ramped up, and going to be a handball as Ross tried to turn it. Junior from Atlanta.
That's just unfortunate.
A little over 5 minutes to go first half. Aggressive defending, but nifty footwork there by Carter. Out of a double team. Clemson applying a little pressure, but you can tell pretty conscious, Kevin, about getting overextended.
Well, I think both of these teams, what I've been so impressed with is how they organize so quickly. No, Quack, let's see how we got here.
Lia Godfrey's how we got here. The extra touch, Freezer beats Holgerson. And an early goal for the Cavaliers, who have outscored the opposition now 21-2 on the season, 16-0 against unranked opponents. And there's a look at Lia Godfrey, her 6th goal of the season, one of the best players in America, showing why.
Well, that's who we talked about in the opening. It felt like if there was going to be an early goal, it was going to be her. But as you were saying before that little package there, Quack, just been impressed with how quickly these teams both get organized defensively in those transitional moments, get immediate pressure on the ball, and then get players behind the ball.
Look at Godfrey with her teammates there. You can catch Lia Godfrey and the Virginia Cavaliers and the Clemson Tigers all season long on the brand spanking new ESPN app. Look at that.
On the app.
And if you're not watching this on the app right now, let me know how you are, because that's how I'd be watching. Foot race down the other end. Neely Carr gets it ahead. Ball for Lyles, but headed down. That's quality defending. And Clemson content to let it simmer a little bit here, but you see it now. The intensity's picked up in the final few minutes of this half. Trying to find an equalizer here before halftime. Whistle and a foul. Not a ton. Well, now that I look at it, 9 in the first half.
And that was just a little bit late there on the challenge. I think it was Helfrich coming in.
Maddie Costello getting some run for the Tigers.
Oh, that was nicely defended from Kikimaki.
Nice 1-2 there, a little heavy. Virginia will keep it though. Halpern. Clemson trying to organize, willing to be patient. Take the available space. Here's Lyles.
That's a great job of breaking pressure and changing the point of attack from Renee Lyles.
Fresh legs of Costello down the wing. A touch into the middle, little ambitious, and a handball. A free kick for Clemson here in the final 70 seconds.
Well, that's just really unfortunate. Ball kind of squirted up and caught Ryan on the hand.
Neely Carr appears set to take it.
Now, this could be one of those dangerous moments.
Carr's got 3 assists. She's good at this. Ball up and headed away. It'll be a throw for Clemson with 40 seconds and counting to play in the half.
They'll want to keep their players forward and get some type of service here. It has to come early.
Who will provide it? Big boot and high. Have a go from the back. Neely Carr.
And I don't think Virginia will be in a hurry to get this back in play.
I'm not sure I would either. Look at the pace on this. Let's take 9 all ACC members. We mentioned 6 of the top 10 in the RPI. The ACC is just wiping the floor with the competition in the USC poll.
It feels like we have the same conversation every year. The league is so strong. But look at that. Virginia, Notre Dame, Stanford, 1, 2, 3.
And I'm told Wake Forest has got a goal lead over Duke late in the match. A 3-2 score there in a top 20 showdown. So you might see Wake Forest slide up a little, maybe Duke drop back, but the number of teams in the poll likely unchanging next week.
Well, in receiving votes this week, we were just talking about it pregame. Louisville, who won tonight, they could very well be in the top 25 next week.
So that would be 8 in the USC coaches poll. Just remarkable, the depth and the breadth of talent across the league. All right, you're looking at Renee Lyles here. You asked both coaches about her. You feel like if Clemson's going to find an equalizer, it's maybe going to come on her foot.
Well, she's been effective getting on the ball in midfield, and she's a player that has the vision and the technical ability to place someone in and create an opportunity, and she can get forward and score herself.
Clemson with a change in goal right now. We've seen this the last few times out. Nona Reason, who's coming back from an injury, been dealing with that. They've got 2 keepers. They've sort of flopped first half, second half. Reason is the closer, so to speak, for this team.
Well, it's kind of an embarrassment of riches. They got 2 keepers they really, really like, and they're going with the method of we're going to split halves.
And Reason started 13 times last year. She's got 7 saves thus far in 2025. You mentioned some of the injuries and getting people back. Reason missed those first 4. And she's tested early. And Virginia comes out of the locker room blazing and doubles the lead. Just like that.
Well, that's a terrific touch from Maggie Cagle to release McDermott there. And just a subtle little dink over the keeper as she's coming out.
That's a rude greeting for Reason to have to defend that.
That's a tough way to start the half for Clemson. It's a dream start for Virginia. Great job changing the point of attack, though, from Virginia here. Have a look at this. That actually wasn't Cagle with the touch. Was it? Yeah.
If Cagle up ahead to McDermott. One more look at it.
And nicely weighted. And we saw flashes of McDermott's pace in the first half, and she's able to get to that ball first there and put it away.
Their first goal of the year for McDermott. And this Virginia team, talent and experience. First of the year for McDermott, but her 15th career goal.
I thought she was pretty dangerous in the first half, just her mobility.
Now Clemson's got a little sense of urgency. Lyles deflected. Those are the types of chances. They're going to need a lot of those. Now again, there's no panic in this team. Stanford, you're down 2 goals with 9 minutes to play. You come to a 2-2 draw. This is a situation that, not against this opponent, but on this field in a similar type environment against a similar caliber team that Clemson's been in before this year.
Right, they'll have to take some risk and throw players forward.
And one of the things for sure, you talk about this all the time, you've got to do all that without conceding a 3rd goal.
Right. Right. And you don't have to panic and say we need 2 goals. Just get 1. Just get 1 goal and get yourself back in this thing.
Cross, a little too long from Cagle. Reason's back there. Virginia trying not to let her pass it freely. Ball gets wide and then away. Ball's free, a sprint. Boy, it really looked like for a moment Castenfeld was going to be able to make up that ground.
Yeah, Safford didn't look like she was a little slow coming off of her line, but she read that well. She was able to get to it.
Rouse plays it wide. This is Cagle. Nice shove off. A leave. Cagle flicks into the middle. Shot saved by Reason. Allie Ross thought she found one.
And that's some terrific interplay there to break it through that Clemson back line.
You can hear the pace on that ball off of Reason's gloves, and again, tested in the first 3.5 minutes twice.
Well, and just the mindset of Reason to not try to catch it initially, just stop it, take the sting out of it. It's a very good save.
Reason again dealt with an injury at the end of last year, still working her way back from, but she was playing for a lot of the season at an all ACC caliber level.
She really was. That's a big time save there, because at this stage, you definitely don't want to concede a second goal the first 5 minutes of the second half. There's a massive hole to dig out of. It's timely from Reason.
Jenkins able to track it down. Keep it alive for Clemson, and Eddie Rabwanski's team will collect it out of the back. This is Emily Bruff. Taken from behind. McDermott got a foot on it. Here's Lia Godfrey, shot out of a cannon. Brathwaite recovering defensively, shot wide, just wide across the mouth of the goal. Frustration there on the part of McDermott, who thought she found the corner.
Now have a look here, Kwok. She's so quick.
Didn't miss by much.
Well, her anticipation and soccer IQ to time that run and create that angle.
This is Anna Castenfeld, plays it back. This is the freshman Reese Klein. Big boot across.
I just wonder if that's the type of ball Coach Radwanski was talking about, just that early ball, rather than play that, keep moving it, look for a seam to open up.
Feels like that message might be even more difficult to take hold down 2 goals instead of down just 1. Especially with a young team on the field. Goal! Look at the connection from Cagle up front, and Allie Ross does find one. And a 3-goal lead for the #1 team in the land. Ross's third, and a beautiful serve there by Cagle for her 2nd assist.
That's just a spectacular ball she plays in. Just perfectly weighted. Wow, as good as the service is, have a look at just the one-touch finish to misdirect that and put it on frame.
That's absurd.
Well, that's 2 high quality assists from Maggie Cagle here to open the second half.
And you see Ross's third goal, second assist of the night for Cagle, third of the season for her. In fact, second assist in 5 minutes.
Right. Really, really quality balls there. Christian Brathwaite doing a great job penetrating on the dribble there. Causes a little havoc.
Here's a look at it. Haven't seen her with the ball at her foot a lot today, but as you said, she caused some problems.
She can cause problems on the dribble and does well to get herself in a penalty area. You never know what's going to happen when you're on the ball in the penalty area dribbling. You could draw a foul, get a penalty kick, create an opportunity, have a shot.
2 over there. Corner, away, up high and grabbed. Composure from Saffredin.
I think that was Duff that got to that one.
We talked about this. If the ball's on the ground, you feel like Virginia's got an advantage in this game. They're just so quick and athletic in the way they connect. But if the ball's in the air, that's where you feel like Clemson has got about half a head based on who they've got on the field at any given time. Those are the moments that Clemson, when you're down 3, you've got to cash those in.
Yeah, you got to create some of those opportunities and aim for your targets like Mackenzie Duff and Neely Kerr.
Lenny Rouse over to Cagle.
I'll tell you the interesting thing, the little tactical adjustment from Swanson here in the second half has actually been brilliant. It's just much like Renee Lyles was operating between the lines and getting on the ball a lot. Look how much deeper Cagle is playing in the second half. She's not pressed up on that Clemson back line. She's kind of hanging back a little bit and finding space for herself.
She came in.
And she can certainly create when she's given time.
Lia Godfrey, second among all active players. She's 3-time All-ACC. This is a very highly touted player and an accomplished player. As this ball is forward, and again an opportunity and a corner kick coming for Virginia. Again, a ball forward that's not just out there in space. You're finding teammates.
Elle McDermott, we talked about the first 2-3 minutes of the game. Just really a lot quicker than I anticipated, and she's able to get behind an opposition's back line so fast.
Was mentioning Godfrey, second in the nation among all active players in career assists. Coming in, Cagle was tied for 6th. And I don't have a list in front of me, but I wonder if she may have gained a spot or 2 right now, because that may have been offside if the ball were played. Instead, Reason's got it.
That'll give our people something to look up for us, Walk.
You know, honestly, I looked it up earlier today, just checking, and I gave up. I gave up. Little skirmish there on the sideline. Let's see who the throw is. It is a Clemson throw.
I think the assistant referee is saying he saw a foul. Or no?
There will be
Oh, interesting.
a free kick. So
it's weird. He indicated he pointed Clemson's direction first on the throw and thought it was going to be a Clemson free kick.
Jolie Jenkins, I believe, drew that whistle. She didn't like it very much. Over the top and lost. Lyles in there, but pulled out by Godfrey. My goodness. Eyes in the back of her head. She found Ross. Virginia will regroup.
Here's a good picture. Look how deep Cagle's starting.
Yep. She got a chance to attack the box. She does with 2 on her. Deflected and shot wide. Just getting the ball into dangerous areas and then just knowing that your teammate's going to be there.
Yeah, she's just dropping off in that area so she can get a full head of steam and run at a player.
3-goal lead, Virginia. Here's a look at what's coming up. ACC women's soccer action on the network. Now Sunday, #2 Notre Dame and Clemson. We got a big one a week from tonight with Wake Forest and NC State up on Tobacco Road. That one should be exciting. SMU a couple times in there. They take on Notre Dame back in the middle of October. You love the top 10 showdown to Florida State and Notre Dame. Thursday nights are appointment viewing on ACC Network for women's soccer.
Yeah, they really are. And how about that from Clemson's standpoint in their schedule? Oh, just the #1 team in the land on Thursday. We'll see you back Sunday for the #2 team in the land.
It's an amazing weekend for Clemson soccer because in between those matches, the men are on the road tomorrow on ESPNU taking on #1 Wake Forest.
Right.
So you've got 3 top 2 showdowns.
And that is always a crazy game.
Oh, that's right.
Wake Forest and the Clemson men.
No doubt. Offside.
And Jolie Jenkins just getting forward there.
Long run for Rademacher. Flamia. Now Bruff up ahead. Nice job getting just a little bit on it. That's Kiki Mackey again.
Wow, she did a great job cutting that ball out because I think it was just a foot off Kastenfeld's release there. Have a look at this, Qualk.
Just got a toe on it. Ugh.
Yeah, because that's right on Kastenfeld's dominant foot if it gets through. That was funny talking to Coach Swanson yesterday. He was reluctant to highlight any single player, wasn't he? He kind of talked about the whole lineup, and you know, as much as he talked about the growth of Lainey Rouse, it was like, yeah, but you know, Kiki Mackey's pretty good too. And by the way, Tatum Galvin strong in the center of the park as well.
Here's a look at what's going on around the ACC and women's soccer action, and we mentioned Wake Forest getting that road win at Duke. How about SMU? Wow. 4-0 decision on Pitt there. Cal, a 1-goal win. You've got Louisville with the shutout of Miami. Of course, Boston College stand for the nightcap. But it's, again, tough to score goals in this league. Got 3 shutout wins already.
Wow. Look at that. That's going to shake up those standings.
Clemson, meanwhile, looking for a goal as well. You may be looking at 4 shutout wins for teams in this league.
It's tough to do.
Godfrey out, Halpern coming back on.
And, we got the 1 re-entry on the second half, so her evening may not be done.
I'll say up 3. You might think about maybe pacing her just a bit. Godfrey's been, she's been super impactful in the time that she's been out there for sure tonight. Virginia actually in an interesting stretch of schedule. They are in their second of 5 road games in a 6-game stretch.
Right.
So, that's the sort of travel schedule that can start to wear you down over time. So pacing and trying to pick spots to rest probably is part of the strategy for this group.
Yeah, we talked about it. They've got up next, they're at Virginia Tech on the 4th, and then that West Coast trip where they're going to play Cal on Thursday on the 9th and Stanford on the 12th, and then come back and play Louisville. And then it doesn't get any easier because you host Florida State, you host Pitt, and you close out with Boston College.
Deflected out. This will be a throw in for Virginia. Host of subs coming into play, both sides. Clemson looks like Costello's going to come in. And there's a look at Carla Small as well. And I believe Bissinger's back on. Klein, Jenkins, both coming off. And Castenfeld. Corner kick for Virginia. Here's a look at that upcoming schedule for Virginia. You'll see the road games in there. They've got Virginia taking home a rivalry to start October, but then you've got Cal, you've got Stanford, then back across the country at Louisville in a 10-day stretch. That's pretty daunting there just from a travel standpoint.
It's just the way the schedule falls, and you know, they've navigated it extremely well when you look at where they're standing in the position they're in tonight. But could be some tough matches coming up.
At the bottom of that, number 6 Florida State at home. That should be a really good one. Could be for control of the ACC regular season.
Yeah.
Ball up high, a little bit tall. Laney Rouse gets a chance off the head.
Just a little high.
Here's Rouse in a tussle and loses a tussle. Natalie Brooks able to stay on it.
Well, Kwok, talking about all of these games coming up and everything, it's always so tight at the top of that table on the women's side, and it's a little bit different than the men's tournament because only 6 make the tournament, so it's always close. The top 2 get that bye, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 play those matches on campus sites before they go to that conference Final Four venue.
And we showed you the standings earlier. You know, Virginia's #1 in the country. They would be sort of on the bubble to even make the tournament if it started today.
Some people have played more than 2 games. They've only played 2 at the conference games. But always a lot of fun to watch that table and see how many points you anticipate it's going to take to get into that 6.
Virginia, a chance for a free kick. Here's a look at it. Yeah, it's a 6-team tournament. Like you said, it's very different from the men. People may not know if you're really in that frame of mind for the men. The points determine the seeding, and then they're playing those 3v6 and 4v5 at campus sites.
Right. Then, of course, Final Four is at Cary, which is always a terrific venue. Hosts a lot of college cups.
And Virginia dissatisfied with 3. Trying to keep it alive. There's the freshman Brooks down the side. Avoiding traffic, goes down. And a Castenfeld. Touch. Contact, cross. It's a corner. A nice counterattack opportunity there for Clemson, and the freshman shot out of a cannon made it happen. Look at this.
Yeah, have a look here. This is Natalie Brooks. We talked about as a freshman, she's not afraid to take anybody on. Right there, she's matched up with Laney Rouse. Beats 2 players. It's an exciting young player. You want players with that confidence to take players on. But look at the collective defending. First defender beat, recovery, providing excellent cover there from Virginia. It's that collective defensive effort that Coach Swanson was talking about.
Lyles, ball in, headed up, and caught. Another set piece. Clemson kind of just got pushed out a little too far. Bailey Brewster in for Carr. Taken away. In the attacking third, this is Brooks again for Bruff. Back to her. Bruff turns. Plays it back again. Tigers having to regather. Mackenzie Duff looking for help. Gets it on the side from Costello. Turn by Brooks, physical battle. And it's knocked out. It'll be a throw for Clemson. As you said, she's going right at the veteran Rouse.
Yeah, she just has no fear. You'd love to see that from a young player.
Brooks there just trying to, excuse me, that was Lyles who just trying to get a foot on it. Here's a look at the standings one more time. Now, again, you're looking, if it started today, you said Florida State's played 4, Virginia's only played 2, okay? By win percentage and caliber team, we expect Virginia to be up there. But look at Virginia, #1, will be hosting Louisville for a chance to go play Florida State. Now, we talked about that match coming up, and it really could be the 2 best teams in the league. I'm fascinated to see how it all shakes out there.
Yeah, there's so much soccer to be played, but that just gives you an idea of why it's so tight. And you're going to have probably 2 or 3 teams that do not make their conference tournament that will be invited to the national tournament.
Virginia sub on the field, Jordan Hardiman, freshman from Midlothian, Texas. And a post shot there. Boy, again, so quickly down the pitch. Meredith McDermott again.
Yes, that pace, and she's a little bit of a challenge here. And
man,
I think there's some hesitation. Thought there was a foul, but she does well. You play through it.
Hard off the crossbar, and again, shaking up a little bit out there is Brewster. Just into the fray, Bailey Brewster, her 3rd appearance. Grad transfer from Duke. 2-time academic all ACC team member. And you hate to see this. She's had an injury history. Playing in her 40th career match today. And immediately with a very tough challenge. You're going to sit her down. As you see on your scoreboard right there, they're looking at Brewster, a 3-0 lead Virginia. Here's how we got there. Lia Godfrey, first blood in this one, Kevin.
She's able to put it on that right foot and find the near post, but they started early in the second half, Qualk. This is barely 40 seconds into the second half.
Yeah, 45 seconds in. The ball, the connectedness, and then the beautiful touch by Ross. Yeah. Maggie Cagle, 2 beautiful services right in there.
Yeah, I so often think the goal scorer deserves all the credit, but a couple of quality balls from Maggie Cagle creates both of those goals.
Really, we talked about, there was not much wiggle room between these teams at halftime. And boy, you get those 2 quick goals from Virginia. And even though those are only 2 chances, it's not like they had 10 chances in the first 10 minutes. Now all of a sudden the stat sheet doesn't really matter, and they really have distanced themselves from Clemson tonight.
Well, those are some of the keys to the game that Coach Swanson talked about, was be clinical in the final third. And they have certainly been clinical in the second half here.
Nice to see Bailey Brewster walking off under her own power. Again, tough break for her. She gets opportunity to get in the game, and just about a minute or so in, this same Clemson team, they've got to gather themselves. They've got Notre Dame coming up on Sunday. You can catch that on ACC Network. And, of course, all Clemson women's soccer games, all ACC women's soccer games, available on the all-new, all-inclusive ESPN app.
That's always tough when you play the Thursday, Sunday games. I think you'll see Coach Radwanski is going pretty deep into his bench when you've got a second game on the horizon just roughly 72 hours later.
Neely Carr is back in. Carr just came off. Lia Godfrey also back in for Jill Flamia.
Really good job breaking pressure there.
Yeah, Carr about a 3-minute break there, comes right back in for Brewster. Turn for Hardiman.
It's a pretty good job pressing there from Clemson. Renee Lyles almost cut that out.
Duff. Big swing and down. This is Helfrich. And Lyles gets here to knock it out. Another sub for Virginia. Laughlin Ryan. Grad comes in for Helfrich. Maria Manusos in. Lyles comes off. Excuse me, McDermott out. Not Helfrich.
Well, there might be a sigh of relief from that Clemson back line with McDermott out because her pace has been a problem.
Duff goes back to get the ball, goes down in a heap. That's a good tackle out there by Cagle. And again, Duff goes down, ball free, and Virginia's got it. Halpern. This is Manusos. Manusos combined there with Taylor Leib. Freshman from Birmingham just in. Castenfeld and a handball. And a free kick for Clemson. And yet again, look, you're down 3 goals. This is one of the moments that right now you've put yourself in a pressure cooker and you just got to find a way to get a goal here.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough situation here. It's a little far to hit this direct, but you know, where will Virginia hold that line? Looks like they're going to hold it inside their own penalty area just a little bit. It's going to be not a lot of space behind that back line, between the goalkeeper and that back line to serve a ball into.
Helfrich directing traffic for a bit. This will be Carr. Nope. Carr skips over it. Big shot, save. Pretty good go there from Castenfeld. She let her have it.
And that had some movement, but that's nicely handled by Safford.
Safford, a junior from Eastlake, Ohio. 4 saves on the night. That may have been her toughest right there.
I think the only save that may have been tougher than that was when Maggie Cagle headed it off the line.
Oh yeah, right there at the very beginning. Not able to clear. Reason able to rebound. On the ground, scooped up.
Well, 2 saves there from Reason in a span of about 7 seconds, but she did really well to get down on the first one, didn't she?
Listen to this.
It's really tough to get down so quickly. It's well done from Nona Reason.
Helfrich had a really clean look at it. I'm sure she thought it would be a pretty easy goal given how Reason was committed to that near post.
Well, if you're Virginia, you have to feel pretty comfortable being up 3-0 with just over 15 minutes to play, but certainly if they were to score there and it goes to 4, it's almost lights out.
Duff has it in the back. Ruff up ahead. In between. And again, a throw for Clemson. This is where you mentioned it, how Virginia gets compact. They are so comfortable just now. In these situations, there's always somebody else. You think you've beat the last line, there's somebody else there. Costello leaves it for Manusos. That is sent away. And they're going to stop the clock for a sub and a goal kick. That was excellent defense again. All right, we showed you what's coming up on ACC Network, but if you want more on the all-new ESPN app, how about a Big East showdown with UConn and Georgetown? Cincinnati, BYU. Out of the Big 12, a top 25 showdown in the American between Memphis and Rice. That's Sunday at noon. Look at the slate on Sunday. Who needs the NFL when I got Memphis Rice? I got TCU Kansas in the top 15. I got Syracuse going across the country to take on Stanford at 1 Pacific. And then the capper, Notre Dame Clemson, Sunday at 6.
There you go. Get the app. All on the app.
All on the app. Little mishandle. That's the first questionable choice we've seen Virginia make in that back line tonight. Almost cost them.
Well, Clark, you were talking about how they've adjusted here in the second half. In the first half, that 4-3-3 kind of defensively, when they would go in those transitional moments being off the ball, it would look almost like a 4-5-1. But Renee Lyles, Clemson was finding her in between those lines. Now when they're defending, if you look at it, it's almost a 4-1-4-1. They've got a player playing in between those lines, able to kind of cut that out for them, and it's been effective. Renee is, the central players like Renee and Brathwaite, they've not had as much joy. Emily Bruff there in midfield.
Laney Rouse able to take it away. Kastenfeld try to play it easy off to the side. This is Brooks over there.
That's a good ball.
Ball through. Finds a friend. Cross. Again, nobody there. Bissinger had a chance at it.
I think she was looking to pick out Manusis there at the back post. Looks like she just didn't quite get her hips around it. Lovely ball to play her in behind, though. He said just got away from her a little bit.
Subs coming in. Alessandra Washington for Clemson. Tatum Galvin back on for Virginia. Kastenfeld, winded as you can imagine. She worked hard tonight. And for Virginia, Kiki Mackey also out. A whistle, and that'll be a foul called on Clemson.
Yeah, Kastenfeld always looks like she's shot out of a cannon, doesn't she?
High work rate player,
yeah,
no doubt. sophomore from Paradise Valley, Arizona. In this group, sophomore makes you a veteran. If you've played Virginia before, you're past the median on this team. We talked about that 8-member freshman class, and they've all contributed some way, shape, form, or fashion early in this season for Eddie Radwanski. Throw in for Costello, let's see. And it will be a throw for Costello. Emily Bruff, Wolf behind, knocked away. It'll stay with Clemson. Cavaliers will take possession. More subs will come in. Christian Brathwaite in for the Tigers. Mittermeier again for Virginia. As Cagle comes off, Bruff will come out as well for the Tigers.
And just Virginia looking to play the ball behind that Clemson back line.
Still dissatisfied. Tangled up in the midfield. And the youngster cannot believe it, and neither can the Tigers. As Natalie Brooks wanted a whistle, here's Brathwaite.
Yeah, it looked like just two players battling for the ball.
Carla Small on the wing. Plays it down for Brathwaite. Turns, goes down, and ball disappears.
This is interesting. Have a look at this play here defensively, Clark. Just a shoulder to shoulder there, just battling. Actually, Brooks had a little bit of the jersey there, didn't she? It was interesting talking to Coach Swanson yesterday. We talked about how condensed the season is. You have to work on the big picture, what you want to look like early in the season. And that's as the season goes on. Do you remember what he said he turns his focus to? Just the fundamentals, basic one-on-one defending and things like that. And you really get a sense of it when you see it in those moments.
Aaron Sheridan checks into play for the first time tonight. Junior forward from Melbourne, Florida.
Oh, it's a good turn by Jenkins. I'm sorry, it's Carla Small.
Trying to find Manusos. Here's Brathwaite now. Playing in that midfield. Up ahead for Taylor Leib, and taken away. This is Helfrich. Turn. Ball to no man's land, and Duff has it for Clemson. Low driven ball. Again, Clemson got a little out of sorts, as you can imagine, surrendering those 2 early goals in the second half. We had a really contentious game where it felt like Clemson was right there. Just Virginia was a smidge better. There's a look at Virginia's defense, though, and at some point when you give up a couple of goals to Virginia, that defense is like a boa constrictor. It just squeezes the life right out of you.
Yeah, suffocating. We talked about how impressive is.
Bit of keep away here from the Cavaliers. They will likely improve to 9-0-1 and a spotless 3-0 mark in ACC play, 9 points on the season.
they have certainly looked deserving of that #1 ranking tonight, haven't they? It's well done from Washington.
Here's Washington, tries to go across into the middle and could not find Small. I think when Eddie Rawanski watches this film, you know, they're down a goal at the half, and he says, you know, I think we played pretty well. I think he's going to see a lot to like. I mean, the reality is that a lot of the things that his team has done today against a lesser opponent, that ball's going to go through.
Well, and I think it's soccer is always a game of moments, and it's easy to say what if, but you know, the first opportunity on the corner kick in the first 5 to 7 minutes of the game, you know, what if they're able to convert that and go up 1-0?
That would certainly change the complexion of the game. You don't know how it would change the final result, but it certainly changes the mindset of both teams moving forward.
Yeah, you certainly play a little bit differently when you're up a goal, you're down a goal, and having that freedom when you're leading is a lot different than chasing the game.
Left foot. That was Ella Carter. Here's a look at Virginia's goals. There have been 3 of them. We'll start early with Lia Godfrey. Her 6th of the year, made it 1-0 now in the second half. 45 seconds in, beautiful ball. And the touch, a little flick over the top of the keeper from McDermott, and then Cagle again finds Ross.
2 high-quality goals there, and that's just a killer, giving up 2 in the first 7 minutes of the second half there.
So look at them. Virginia, you look pretty consistent. You look up and down, game to game. They score exactly 3 goals a lot. In fact, I'm a math nerd, so it's interesting that they've played 9 matches. This will be 10. They've scored an odd number of goals 9 times. They scored 2 once. All the others are 1 or 3.
Well, if this game were to end now, that's 4 straight when they've scored 3 goals. Only conceding 1 in that 3-1 win over what was then #2 Duke.
As a coach, you know this. Coaches like high floors. You like consistency, right?
Right.
I'll take a consistent 3 goals. I know if I can allow just 2, and look, they've allowed 2 all season, so 3 is going to be quite plenty.
Well, as we prep for this game, when you're looking at it on paper and you say, well, they've scored 20 goals, you know, and they've got Lia Godfrey comes in the game with 5 goals on the year. It's great to have 1 or 2 players that score a lot of your goals, but tonight with, I think, McDermott getting on the scoreboard, that's 11 players that have scored goals for you, and you've got to feel good about that when your goals can come from different areas.
Can Clemson crack this Virginia defense? Maybe 1 or 2 chances left. A corner. This has been the opportunity that Clemson's had so far today. A couple of interesting corner kicks. I believe Manusos is going to go take it. It is Manusos, the in-swinger, attacking the goal. Tapped up and out the back. That'll be another corner. Clemson again continuing to battle.
It's a quality corner. Look, she's forcing Safford into a big-time save there. She does well there. She realizes it's going to be difficult to hold, so she just parries that away.
You got the left footer, Manusos, now a right footer in Neely Carr. We've seen on set pieces quite a bit. Less than a minute to go. Does she attack or play it? She's going to attack. Back corner. Miscommunication there.
And it looked like Washington was leaving that for Brathwaite, and
Reason up ahead. Virginia may be able to play keep away for the final 30 seconds. Throw for Clemson. Again, 15 seconds remaining. Just enough time to get it in. Try to possess. Virginia one more try, and Reason actually keeps that from being even worse.
Had to push that over the bar there.
3-0 win, Kevin, and an